Well, good morning to y'all. This is Jan Ragnerud, founder of chaosmap.com. In fact, this is a blatant pitch here today. Go right to chaosmap.com right now, click the red button, watch a case study there, and sign up to get a 15-minute free consultation. Pitch done. Well, actually, maybe not, because today we're going to talk about when to hire a digital marketing agency or a consultant or one of the experts out there in your marketplace that can help you grow your business. The question is, when should you do this, right? Well, from our side, it's basically if you're a fit, it's like anytime, right? It's like, well, let's talk about that in a moment, but everybody wants to grow their business, everybody wants to make great connections and, take their business to the next level, right? Relationships matter. And I talk a lot about this, obviously here in the, media and marketing broadcast on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and Spotify. If you're watching live from the good old Facebooks, you've heard it and seen it there and or on YouTube, and just very excited about this digital marketing space. I mean, it's never ending, never stop. There's always something. And really what I mean by that, the always something is it's you, it's us humans. There's always needs, right? And, I was asked not too long ago, actually this happens from time to time, how'd you get into this digital and marketing stuff? Well, my background is software development, technology, and worked with Microsoft and Yahoo and done a lot of app development in my time. But and I hate to belittle that by saying the following, which is, hey, software is easy. Psychology and human communication and marketing and the stuff we're doing now, that's hard, because basically we're dealing with the human mind, the things that trigger us both positively and negatively. Well, how do you relate to that in an online medium and using digital marketing? Well, that's the challenge. The right message at the right time, right media, right audience, all of that. We talk about that a lot. Well, if you keep listening, keep watching, you're going to learn a lot about my experience in this field over 10 decades, or of a decade, 10 years plus, and still learning every day. And I think if there's one big takeaway, just a side note on this, if you want to learn fast, yeah, okay, consume information, read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos, but ultimately it's in the doing. And it's also in mentoring, meaning having mentors and experts to help you. And that's what we're talking about here today, to actually skyrocket your business. That's the key word for today. And it's like a total biased presentation, clearly, because I'm sitting here from the offices in Los Angeles talking about when should you switch to an outside digital marketing consultant, right? So if you're doing stuff in-house now, that's awesome. Kudos to you. But there's going to be a time where you're looking to the outside to need to get help, right? And as that is the truth, it's also kind of an ironic statement in here, and that is, hiring an outside consultant or agency. There's a level of hesitancy there. You may have been burned before. That's very common, by the way, or maybe you haven't trusted the company or the individual, or maybe you've seen a little bit of success, but it took a lot of your time. So you're basically saying, yeah, that kind of worked, but I have to babysit every step of the way. I mean, it's just a lot of moving parts here. That is one of the expressions you hear me talk a lot about, the moving parts, right? The chaos. By the way, that's a big hint. The name chaosmap.com comes from that level of thinking. Hey, there's a map that needs to be developed, a system and a process for your business. It is chaotic, and removing that chaos is exactly what we do, in the sense of helping you organize, but also help you drive more business to your organization through systems and processes and project management and members and experts of our teams that can help. But also make sure that you are using the right tools at the right time, the right strategies obviously applied to you in a custom way. I spoke to somebody yesterday who actually asked about packages, and we used to have packages, but packages don't belong in our camp because frankly that is a, what do you call it? That's basically something you would do for somebody who just wants a task done, a task list. We help growth through customer acquisition processes, and that's basically not something that you can just put a package price on and call it a day, right? We work with you closely. It's a very intimate relationship. It's a long-term relationship, and as a digital marketing agency, it's our job to help you actually grow, not just do a task list, right? So let's define digital marketing for a second. This is an umbrella term for the targeted, measurable, and interactive marketing of products and services using digital technologies and platforms to reach and convert those leads into customers and retain them, right? And the retain part at the end there, where they really become true super fans in your business and advocates for you, is obviously where things get a little harder in terms of an outside firm, because that's really on you, right? Now, yesterday I talked about, from my car actually yesterday, talked about customer attraction, client attraction, customer acquisition, client acquisition, and how they're closely tied together, and that you need to have strategies for both. And the client acquisition part is what we really are good at here, in the sense that we're not helping you only drive traffic and getting that all organized and systematized, but actually help you close more business, right? So listen to yesterday's broadcast and you'll get an understanding of what that looks like, and a real case study at that. So, as I said here, for hiring an outside firm, what are some of the reasons or signs that, hey, it is really time to look at an outsider for helping with digital marketing projects? Well, number one here is your website, obviously. Social media, email, as I said, there's a lot of tasking going on. But basically, if you have a strategy that is sound, and one of those strategies mean that you have to get a website up and running, well, that's not an easy feat, right? So there's a lot of work to do when you undertake a website development project. And it's not just getting the right sort of branding, positioning, the look and feel, all of the technical aspects, but regular updates, maintenance. There's going to be custom development, maybe widgets or things that you want to embed in the site. And there's a lot of things that you may be thinking about that frankly just stops you out the gate. Okay, I want all this done. It's just too much, or I get overwhelmed, or I can't really get this organized in my head, not even on paper. What do I do here? So you do nothing, right? Well, this is where you could hire an outside consultant here to really help you get that going. And it doesn't have to be an extraordinary effort and an overwhelming one if you're talking to the right person or company, right? So number two, strategy and future planning. I talked about this just a minute ago. You need to have short-term and long-term goals. And, with that, and I had a call yesterday as well on this, is how do you plan this out? You may be a great tasker, but not a great strategist. You may have some strategies developed, but you don't know if they're going to work. And when it comes to digital marketing, what's working right now today? Well, this is a perfect example of somebody who's current in the marketplace to hire an outside consultant to get inspired, to get a detailed plan and map out your sales growth. So everything around strategy and future planning is something that we do heavily over here, because frankly, there's no reason for you to start without that, right? So get the map before you head into the woods, right? Number three, poor sales or low demand generation. Well, that's a given. You may already be doing okay in terms of generating leads for yourself, demand generation, right? You may have a sales funnel that's working so-so, but maybe it's becoming a bit more stagnant now. Maybe that lead flow is kind of going down. Maybe there's issues with your advertising, whether it's Facebook or Google. Incidentally, quick note here, if you are having issues with your Facebook ads, if you go to www.fbadsreview.com, so fbadsreview.com, we're currently running a special offer on that guy right there, where you can actually get a complete audit and see where you've been, where you are now, obviously, and where we think you need to go and how you can take that to the next level. We've been doing a lot of this since 2012, specifically for Facebook ads. And this is a perfect example of, okay, I can continue doing what I'm doing, sort of working, maybe not working at all, or perhaps you're brand new. You're like, I really have no clue where to start. Well, you need to develop these strategies, and you need to obviously have a smart lead generation workflow so that people can consume your content, they can share it, they can, obviously follow up directly by buying products, they can contact your office, they reach out to you versus you have to chase them down, etc. That whole structure there needs to be developed. Number 4, content marketing and website freshness. We talked about the website and the maintenance and updates, but really this goes now to the level of content. Content, of course, I've talked a lot about this, and just recently also, that essentially the content forms the core to your brand and to your messaging out to the marketplace. It's what people will see you for in terms of consuming that content and getting that know, like, and trust factor built back up. If you're low on that as well, I mean, that's a continual exercise, obviously. So it's new content, it's content marketing strategies, but it's also keeping it fresh. So all of that ties into also, of course, not just providing that value to your audience, but also to search engines. We talked about SEO yesterday a lot, actually, and the power of it, and also what Google needs to see, for continuing to rank, continuing to outbeat your competition, and to keep it fresh. So that's a perfect example of, if you don't have a staffing to do that, you need to do it. In fact, an example of that would be you deployed the website, you had some help during that time, you had your website developers hired. Now what, right? Worked with many companies where we come in and they say, wait, we deployed the website, but it ain't working for us now. Well, you deployed it, looks nice, it has some entries in the blog, has some updates, it has a nice white paper, you have the contact forms, you have maybe some lead generation and sales pages, maybe some squeeze pages. You seem to have everything together, but it just stopped. Perfect example to get a content strategy in place and hire outside. Number 5, huge, could almost have been number 1, but it doesn't matter in this order. It's tracking and analytics. If you don't have data, you don't have anything. Basically running blind down a dark alley while it's raining, and the wall is 2 seconds away for you slamming into it. This is just a no. Without tracking analytics, you're dead, right? And part of that discussion is not just having it. It's understanding what that data means and where you need to improve. So we talk about data intelligence, market intelligence, action-driven data intelligence, right? Where you can look at this and understand what that means to your business and then help improve it and create the recommendations to go forward. Now, if you're not an expert at this and you can't translate it, hire an outside consultant. Number 6, poor in-house digital marketing skills. Kind of ties in with that because digital marketing sort of top level doesn't seem that complicated or intricate, but this notion is completely misguided. In order for this to succeed, you need to really be knowledgeable about everything related to, SEO and online work. So SEO, obviously, organic and paid media, graphic design, copywriting, content marketing, technical issues, website development, conversion optimization, conversion rate optimization, social media. There's a lot here. And clearly, you don't have to have all those skills. This is what you hire either somebody at your firm for or outside. But you could actually test this if you have you don't want to hire somebody internally for a full year with benefits, etc. Tax issues. There's a lot here. Hire somebody out to help you with this. Get some wins and continue growing from there. Right? You really would benefit here from hiring an outside firm or consultant that you can really, literally, overnight tap into a wealth of information and creativity that often you don't find in-house, right? And again, each business is different here. I'm not talking about larger organizations where their job is to stay current, but very often I find that they've sort of been lax or dormant, or they're just comfortable in their job, right? For us, we live, breathe, and eat this, but we also need to be at the cutting edge of this, or the competition eats us, right? So And also part of that is you can get this knowledge transferred to you internally, right? So, we have monthly calls typically, sometimes more often, but monthly, and we do a lot of knowledge transfer because that education is key. A smart client for us is somebody who's educated and also asking the right questions along the way. Number 7, lack of frequent content updates. We talked about the content freshness, etc. But this is really specifically for, obviously, always for your users. But Google loves fresh content. And you may have a page that has been doing well, and I'm saying maybe now a blog page, right, as an example. I'll use that. And it used to do great, but it's not doing so great anymore. Well, do a content audit and take a look at that and see, hey, out of the things that were doing well, back in time, 30 days ago, 6 months ago, what have you, you basically do a content audit. What is valuable right now that we can really spruce up and enhance? Spruce up, by the way, is the technical term. So, now you can actually, update that content, keep it fresh going forward, and also make sure that you alert your audience to that through an email update, etc. Right? So now hiring an outside consultant here can make this really easy for you because they can do the content audit, they can get these updates done for you, and then teach that process to you as well, right? One of the things we like to do, as I said, is teach and train and educate on these topics because ultimately, there could be a time where you're deciding, I want to take this in-house because it's been so great working with you. You've trained us all. Well, that's success for us. We don't need to just, have an ongoing relationship if you can do these yourself, right? But that's a balancing act, and we'll have to talk about that at that time. But ultimately, the more you get educated, the better it is for us. Number 9, growing your business overall, right? We talk about digital marketing, we talk about top-line metrics, we talk about back-end, but ultimately, what is it that you're trying to do? We're talking about bigger picture things, words like, reputation, legacy, authority, you in the marketplace. What are you actually trying to do? As you gain, more reputation and trust in the marketplace, your new website, etc., your updated, consistent, cohesive social media profiles and content distribution, micro content, all the things that you're doing. What is that? What is that goal? What does that look like? And ultimately, answer this question: all of these activities, is it providing to the bottom line? Is it growing? Well, having somebody who can look at this and help you with it to get a clear picture of what that should look like is going to be a great option for you in terms of reaching out. Number 10, limited access to digital marketing tools and software. So this ties into a little bit the earlier of, staying current and being on the bleeding edge, as the cliche goes. Well, having tools and access is going to be very important. We use this, we have many tools in our quiver. And in fact, without them, it would be a slow process. Some of the things we're doing for SEO, for example, we have power tools that can allow us to turn some things around in a top level audit. I'm not talking about the intense, 120, 150 page audit we do for larger firms. I'm talking about some tools that can get a clear picture of, hey, there's some immediate issues to take care of here. We ran this tool X, we ran this tool Y on you, and we found out exactly what you could do right now. This, of course, helps you. It helps build trust. It allows us to perhaps position a proposal for you that you can look at to see, okay, how do I drive this forward now that I have all this understanding? So it's a very collaborative effort, right? That's how we look at this entire sort of outsourcing a digital marketing consultant or firm. It is an opportunity to see how we work together. So it's a team effort. I think that there's too much hype going on where companies or individuals are offering the moon and back, and yet there's no foundations built through strategies and solid expectations through milestones and project management and experts and teams that can help you at the right time. Hiring an outside consultant for really any of these digital marketing needs can't be undermined. It should not be underestimated. There's a lot of power here for you in the organization and dealing with, all your digital marketing concerns. But this also starts very simple, right? in your case, it would be, Jan, this has been very helpful. How do I get started? Well, you go to chaosmap.com and reach out. There's a free quote button up there. You can click that and we'll get that information and we'll send you a quick questionnaire. And that's really how everything gets started. And at that point, we'll see if there's a good match, there's potential, maybe there's a good fit here. But ultimately, we're going to show you some of the things that are working for you that we see, some of the things that are not working, and then ultimately, are we able to help you with any of these activities that you're looking for to get to the bottom line, right? So this has been a fairly brief presentation today, but it's been an important one because I get these questions like, when should I hire? Obviously, super biased here today, you know. But I should say this is maybe a disqualifier here for you, is not every business is a fit, right? We work with Fortune 500, we work with small businesses, entrepreneurs, consultants, but there's a process for this. And we've learned also the hard way, because we frankly have had some clients that were not a good fit, right? And we didn't know that until we started. So we're very careful, and we're also a boutique agency, so we don't take on a lot of clients, which is kind of cool because that means we can really address the personal needs. We have a very direct relationship right to the top and with the owners, and we actually help them rather than just push another list of tactics and crap over there that, you know, nobody really cares about. Looks good on paper perhaps, but no, it's in the results, it's in the data, it's in that relationship, and it's about really looking forward to growth over the long term, not just a quick hit. Although quick hits out the gate, we like to think about those, but yeah, you get my drift. So anyway, look forward to seeing you in the next broadcast. Okay, we're going to play some music for you here now. Take it easy. Share, like, and enjoy.